chicken fried, a cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Yeah, we do. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Well, people can listen to this whenever, but for us, it's Friday because you're listening to another episode of Fried with me. I'm John Reap, and over here to my right is the lovely, hilarious
Aaron, raise your hand. No.
Aaron over there. Hey, buddy. And then there's Sarah Tiana right here as well.
That's me. Say hi, Aaron. You can say hi. Yeah,
we like Aaron.
Hi, y'all.
That's Aaron, everybody.
I love that attempt to say y'all. That was really
Oh, is that what you said?
He said
I didn't
hi,
hear the
y'all.
Y. I heard hi all. Okay. The Y was not even there. Maybe that's my ears. But good to be back. How are you, Sarah Tiana?
Oh, man, I'm good. I've had a whole week at home, which is rare for me. So I'm very relaxed.
That's good.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I normally we start off with a personal question. Should we just keep it to the format? You want me to ask you something personal so people can get to know us and then we can get to know each other? I think that was what we're trying to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking about this one because I've been guilty of this. You're an innocent little angel, I'm sure. You've never done anything wrong. But if you have, what have you ever stolen anything or been caught stealing? And if so, do you remember the first time? That's my personal question.
I've never been caught.
Oh, yeah. So she's good at it.
Yeah. I mean, I worked at a retail store when I was in high school. I don't want to name it.
That's fine.
I think I literally stole, like, every single sports bra and, like, workout outfit.
Oh, yeah?
I would just put it on under my uniform and then walk out with it. And everyone's like, she's so nice. Like, they barely ever even checked my bag. They would always check everybody else's. And then, like, the
Did
FBI...
you have that song by James Addiction in your head? I've been caught stealing.
You know, it was just like this phase, this, like, rebellious phase that I had in high school. And then after that, I just, like... a couple of other people that worked there, they got in a lot of, like, the FBI, like, started scouting the store, but they were, like, letting people come up to the back of the store and, like, loading, like, boxes of shoes onto their, into these people's cars. So they,
Too much stuff at once.
Yeah, so people, they had really figured it out. So they got in trouble, and then I just, like, never have stolen
You were smart
anything
about
again.
it. You're like the guy from Shawshank Redemption who slowly just picked away and then would go out and empty the rocks out of his pants one day at a time over the course of a year. Very smart.
Yeah, then I just felt too guilty after that, so I never...
Like, how many sports bras do I need? I've got one of every color.
What about you?
Yes. Well, I was going to add to that real quick because it made me think of a friend of mine for 2 years. I went to community college. So this is my...
I hope you only went there for 2.
I didn't graduate.
Not 7.
Some people go for 4. I just went 2, and then I
see.
transferred to another school. But
I see. Yeah.
This was in that time frame where I had a buddy who worked at a retail store as well, clothing store, and his racket was he took the trash out. So, but it wasn't trash in the trash bags. It was lots of clothes. And he was doing that and then trying to sell it to people in high school and at the community college and whatnot.
Wow.
But he had the best leather jackets. Yeah. He didn't get caught, though, but I feel like it was getting close. Like, people were starting to ask questions in that store, and he just kind of quit. But, yeah.
When I moved out here, I worked at 5-star hotels for a really long time. I worked at the Four Seasons and the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's how I, kept myself afloat when I was starting stand-up. And so after I left there, I got hired by 5-star hotels to be a secret shopper and, go in and see if people were stealing. And I would, pay cash for stuff. And until I did that, I had no idea how you could even steal from a big hotel.
Yeah, what would you, just what, towels?
No.
What are they stealing out of the hotel? The employees were stealing?
Yeah, they just wouldn't, you'd pay cash for something and they just wouldn't ring it up. Or, but even, so a lot of times they have buffets, right? And a buffet is like $45, $50 at these fancy hotels. So if I pay cash for a buffet, then they would just give that check for one buffet to somebody else.
Oh.
The same check. So they
right.
wouldn't just not ring it up. They just wouldn't close it out. They would keep it open, give it to another person. They could do that as many times as people paid cash.
Nice.
Or they would just add, like, oh, 2 people sat down, I'll add another buffet onto this. So now there's just 2, whatever it is.
Did you catch? I guess you caught somebody then.
Oh, I mean, I don't catch them,
You just would, like,
I just
say,
report what I gave.
Hey, by the way.
And then they go back and look and see if
Nice.
that person.
Good.
So I ended up getting a lot of people fired.
Well, good. You made room for the good people.
Yeah.
The first time I remember stealing something, I think it was maybe, this is at a grocery store with my mom, and we were checking out, and I wanted a candy bar. I wanted a Snickers candy bar, and it was right there. I want to say maybe I was 10. I don't know. And she goes, no, you're not getting a Snickers bar. And I said, whatever. And then she went looking. I just grabbed it and put it in my pocket. And then, no one noticed anything. We were out in the parking lot, and she's checking out, and I just pulled it out. She goes, what are you doing with it? And she marched me right back in that Kroger and made me apologize to the cashier and give it right back, and I got spanking of a lifetime. But that's good old Betty Reap for you, laying down the law.
Laying down the law.
So I appreciate that. But yeah,
Wow.
that's the first time.
You've been
I didn't learn.
But never
guess.
been caught by the cops.
No, never been caught stealing anything by the cops. I mean, like you, I worked at a Chick-fil-A for a while, and I gave sandwiches away. I don't know if you count that as stealing, though. I just giving stuff away.
That's just
Yeah.
nah.
So there you go. We are a good old wholesome people from the South who've never stolen or been caught stealing. So that's good. And now I feel like I know you better.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you ever, what your favorite present growing up was. Like, do you remember like a Christmas present or like a birthday present that you're like, I'm dying to get this?
I know exactly.
And either you got it or you didn't get it.
I could go both ways on this.
Okay.
The one I thought I was going to love the most, and it was like I didn't like this Christmas. And then the one, it was a birthday actually.
Okay.
And it was like a Huffy bicycle. Like a really cool dirt bike. And at a birthday party. And it was like one of those, like, everyone goes to Burger King first, and we get the little Burger King hats, and we come back, and then we open gifts in the garage. And I remember my dad wheeling out this bicycle, and it was like brand new. It was red and blue, and it was awesome. And I remember just getting on that thing, and all my friends getting on their bikes, and we just run around the neighborhood all night long. Yeah, and then we put baseball cards on the spokes, so it sounds like a motorcycle. Yeah, you ever done that trick? That's an oldie but a goodie.
I remember that when people would do that, yeah.
That was I remember that one the best. That was my fondest memory of any gift ever. And then, like, I remember one year, I was going through a phase where I was like into martial arts and I liked ninja stuff. And I wanted a bunch of ninja equipment,
Equipment?
I have a stretch machine in my house. I have
Do
to show you
ninjas
this.
have equipment? Don't they just...
Well, they have weapons. That's what I
like
should have said.
a ninja star.
Yeah, ninja star, nunchucks. All that stuff. The tie-by boots. I had the tie-by boots, but the big toe was separated from the rest of the foot. That way you could flee on a fence real
You
fast.
look like a ninja turtle.
Maybe a clothesline. But I couldn't, not the real crazy stuff. But I thought like it was going to be an amazing Christmas with all my ninja stuff, and I got it, and I'm like, I'm not happy with it. Like, I thought I was going to love it. It was just...
Well, you probably thought you were just going to be so good at it right away. You're like,
I think I just got a bunch of stars, and I got, like, one little, like, black hoodie thing. I thought it was going to be, like, a real authentic ninja-type hoodie. It was just, like, something that you could get at a ski store. I was like, this is not... whatever. I love you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. But I was just bummed out by it.
It just reminds me of my favorite America's Funniest Home Video episode. There's like this. By the way, that's my favorite TV show of all time.
That's a classic.
I still record it and watch it. I love the old ones. And there was this girl, and she's like got these huge Coke bottle glasses. She's probably like 8 or 9 years old, and she opens up this Christmas present. She's like, "Oh my God, it's not what I wanted, but I'll deal with it."
That's great.
But I'll deal with it.
The fake enthusiasm for a minute, and they're like,
it's not
here's
what I
the
wanted,
truth.
but I'll deal with it.
That's
like
funny.
you could tell that.
That's
what
not
her
that
mom-
one meme where it has that one girl going, "Oh my God." Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay. We should put that. We should have a website so we can show the photos that we
We have an
about.
Instagram.
We'll do that.
We
We'll
should
put it on
put
that.
that up. Well,
Oh
you
my
have to
god, I'll
remember
put
it.
up there.
You got to remember, we got to write down these things that we
Yeah.
need to post on our new Instagram, which we have 2 things posted
Right.
on.
Well, we're brand new, and
are. We're pretty
we're
new.
learning as we go. And I
Yeah.
think, well, hopefully after this new Netflix special has aired,
Yeah.
we'll get some good feedback. But who knows? Have you? Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
I
it?
haven't watched it. Have you?
Yeah. Well, I've got to watch my part.
Yeah.
I had to fast forward to me because we did 2 shows that night. I was curious to which one they chose.
Oh, uh-huh.
And well, it's so funny. I'm laying in bed this morning, and I'm sitting here like, when's it gonna come out? And I see it, and I went right to mine, and I watched mine, and I had my thoughts, and then right away my phone rang, and it was John Heffron.
Oh,
He goes,
Did you
well,
see it?
yep. What do you think? I'm like, well. They chose the wrong one for me, but I think I did better on the other show than the one that they chose. I think they
Really?
chose for me the second show. I actually heard a phone. Remember the alerts that we were
Yeah.
talking about? I actually heard that in my set. It was like it wasn't that crazy or distracting, but I remember going like, "Oh, that's why. Oh, I wish you had chosen another one." But I think overall it looked really good because I watched the beginning and I watched the ending. The thing with Reba and with Hasselhoff was pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I just sort of like got to my part, but I mean, you did great both shows, so you're fine.
Oh, yeah? I don't know about
John
that.
didn't like his. He said he looked sweaty.
Well,
Look, we're gonna
I mean,
pick our crap apart
yeah,
because
I
that's
mean,
what we do.
we always know how we're supposed to look, but nobody ever notices
Yeah.
anything.
I was worried because the story I told was about my dad's VHS tape,
Yes.
and
you
he
were-
did not know up until today.
Oh,
that
no.
that's what it was. Yeah.
That's...
I gave him no heads up. I mean, I gave him one text yet the day before that it was coming out. I said, "Oh, by the way, just a heads up. This story I tell, it's a new one. You've not seen this one before." He's like, "Cool."
Oh, no.
I was hoping to be more, "Well, what's it?" I go, "Well, you're mentioned in it." And he's like, "Oh, is that right?" I go, "Yeah." And then it's like, "Well, it's more about this other guy named David Sanders, but yeah, you're in there." And then I thought, like, he'd ask more questions. And I had to,
No.
like a day later, I'm like, "Okay, it's about a VHS tape that you were holding." He goes, "Oh boy, we'll see how it goes." I was really worried that he'd be like mad at me, but
Or
He was
does
cool
your
with it.
mom? Did your mom?
I haven't heard from my mom yet.
Yeah.
No.
We might never hear from her
Let
again.
me read you the. No.
Yes, I want
I'm
you to-
supposed to go home to do a show in Asheville at the Orange Peel August 24th and 25th, by the way. But I'm supposed to go home to visit my folks around then, and I'm nervous.
Okay.
I'll read you the text my dad sent me after he watched it.
Okay.
Let me get to Dad here. Here we go. All right. He goes, okay, so it's a smiley face with a wink, all right? Like he's winking at me. He goes, "Good show. You were very funny." And then it's just like he's thinking face. Or was he? He does the emoticons now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's getting good at it. He goes, "I guess we all have skeletons we're not proud of. This is one of mine. Maybe the good sheep at the church will forgive me." He goes, "Brad's song sums it up pretty good. The internet is forever." That's one of the songs he put on the special. But yeah, so I'm relieved and happy now that all of it's over. Everyone
Right.
knows what it is, and so far I've gotten people who already like me say it's fine, but who knows?
All I've gotten is friends and family, or like my boyfriend's family. My boyfriend's sister told me that my boobs look great. And I was like,
That's
"Oh,
good.
well, that's good, I guess."
It's a positive thing.
She goes, "Oh, you're funny too." I was like, "Oh, thanks, Allison. That's very kind." Well, that leads me to. I'll just go ahead and go into this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, obviously there are people who have seen Brad Paisley's Comedy Rodeo come up on their Netflix, and they are less than enthused.
Right.
And
What is this?
well, I just typed in Brad Paisley comedy just to see what people were saying about, because sometimes when they hate you, they don't tag you in the tweet.
Right. You have to
When
go
they love you,
search for that
They
hate.
tag you. Most people
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the confidence to tag the person that. So
Thank God.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll review people who have reviewed us badly.
Yes. You're gonna review them.
I might review them.
Nice.
So this guy, his name is Jonah Raw, and his Twitter handle is Snarfosaurus,
Oh.
because, That's what we
What
should
does
name
that
the
mean, you
special.
think?
Brad Paisley's Snarfosaurus.
He must love Snuffleupagus.
He has 94 followers. He's following 62 people. I don't think he's following me, so I'll tweet at him and tell him.
Would you like to, if you want to chime in, remember that. We'll give it to you one more time at the end.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to say to people is if you have a question, like a personal question that you think John or I should ask each other,
Right.
tweet at us or put it in the comments of the Instagram, and we'll try to get to that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So he tweeted, so Brad Paisley has a comedy special, ? Oh, I get it, because country music is a joke.
No, okay. Oh, man, that's clever. Deep. That's deep.
Country music, just, a
$1
billion industry.
All that says right there is he just doesn't like country music.
Right.
It's not personal at all, so that's at least a good thing.
Yes. So
what is it? Snarf what?
Snarfosaurus. So
I wonder what he does. I want to find out something personal.
It doesn't have any bio.
Okay.
So, he's apparently just on Twitter to read stuff. He retweeted some guy that said, wow, crap, I just lost this freaking Jonah Rawl. He retweeted Bill Nye. So
the
I
science
guess,
guy.
Yeah, he's into that. He has a picture of himself. When you become the proud owner of a new entertainment stand and then the salesman tries to squeeze more out of you. I don't know. He has nothing. He doesn't do a lot of comedy himself, but he definitely has opinions on comedy.
Okay. Yeah, I feel happy knowing that this guy's not anywhere. He's just like not on the totem pole at all. So it doesn't matter. Like if something's true and it's a snark, then it kind of hurts. But if he didn't even see the thing.
Here's a tweet from January 12th. It's just 2 bumblebees.
That's him. 2 bumblebees. Oh wow.
I guess.
Wonder what that means.
Unless that's like a reference to boobs or nipples. Some people call them bee stings.
Now, if you had a fish at the end of it, we could make a bumblebee too.
Then he asked Wendy's and Burger King to have a meme battle on Twitter.
Wendy's and
to have a meme battle.
Oh, okay.
So we know what he's real fan of. Now, if it had been
he's
Wendy's
probably 13
or Burger King comedy rodeo, he might have watched that.
Right. He'd be into that one. Because fast food is not a joke. That's real. You don't mess with fast food.
Let's make it a requirement for all government officials to be under 18 so they can only have political parties at their parents' place.
Yeah. Aaron, in your brain, how old is this person? Give me an age.
Oh.
What are you thinking?
Unfortunately, I think he's 28.
Yeah. Sounds like he's... I was thinking 13, 14. But you're probably right. Probably 28, unemployed. Lives in the basement. I mean, they're classic stereotypes of what we're thinking.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, Facebook. I don't need a notification every time one of my shitty friends does a shitty live video.
This is...
So we know that he has friends on Facebook. He just doesn't have them on Twitter.
Or in real life, probably.
I don't know.
I feel like I went to high school with a guy just like this, who I know to this day, who just lives to just be snarky online for no reason. Yeah, he's still there.
This guy, I mean, other people just are like, why would Netflix recommend Brad Paisley's comedy to it? But it's like, well, maybe you like, maybe I don't think people realize that there are other people on
the show who are actually stand-ups.
This guy says, first, the president is a Nazi. Now Netflix is trying to sell me on Brad Paisley comedy special. The night just gets worse and worse. That was actually pretty funny.
That one's not bad. There's a little bit of a joke in there, a little comparison.
An attempt, at least.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, well.
It doesn't totally surprise me because the Netflix audience is not necessarily a country music Brad Paisley audience for for most part. I mean, I don't know what Netflix to me is more these documentaries and like crazy specials that you binge watch and that kind of stuff, not like comedy music, country music specials.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's catching a lot of people off guard, but I think his fans, once they know, will find it and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So and it's weird that we don't know him as a stand-up. So
no, it is. It is definitely a new thing.
Yeah.
But so far, everybody's been pretty nice from what I've gotten.
Well, we'll see what happens.
It's only the first day.
I haven't watched your set yet. I gotta go watch your set.
I have to watch yours too.
Oh God, I hope not.
So now let's do a little segment we like to call
What do we call this one?
There's
Which one do you do?
Rednecks Everywhere.
There are rednecks everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And see, in this little segment, what we're trying to do is prove that the South is not just rednecks. There are rednecks everywhere. There are rednecks in Los Angeles. There are rednecks in New York City. There are rednecks in London, England. There's probably a redneck in
Right next to you, and you don't even know it.
Turn around.
It's
There
like
he
the
is.
same equation of being a homosexual. 1 in 3.
Yes.
There's probably if the person to your left isn't one, the person to your right
Then
isn't
you're the one.
You're probably the redneck.
Well, so when I saw this story, I had to do this segment because this is in the New York Daily News.
Ooh, fancy.
New York
Now,
City.
do you read that?
Oh, I subscribe.
Oh, you are.
No, I look, but when it's time to do this segment, I go straight to that paper. The Daily News has better. They have better stories for this segment than the other Wall Street
normally
Journal or the
yeah.
New York Times.
I go to the Daily Mail in the UK
Oh,
first.
do you?
And then I
Okay.
just type in states like Oregon.
Well, I'll let that one be yours, and then this one will be mine for this segment.
You go ahead.
So I'm just going to read the headline to you. And there's a picture. I'll put this on the Instagram page as well because
Okay.
this picture is pretty good. A wild ATV rider. That's a four-wheeler. New York right there already. A wild ATV rider chomps down on a cop's arm after he's ordered to stop driving his vehicle on a Manhattan sidewalk. And you think that's just Florida? No, that's New York City right there. That's why I'll just read the rest of the story for you. He's no McGruff. This crime dog is suspected of taking a bite out of a crime fighter, then racing off on his ATV. Police are asking the public's help in their search for an all-terrain vehicle rider who bit a cop who had blocked him for driving his illegal vehicle down an Inwood, that's the name of this little area in New York City, sidewalk. Authorities said Tuesday. The officer stopped the burly ATV rider when he saw him riding down a certain street, 10th Avenue, around 6:45. The officer questioned the mad motorist. The suspect chomped down on the cop's forearm and then sped off. No arrests have been made.
I wonder how he got to the
How do you
like
could you even imagine a four-wheeler like on a New York
no.
street sidewalk? Like I've never
No, like I don't even
where
know
you
how
would
those
get that.
pretzel stands get this stay there.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, it's so crowded. I can't believe you haven't been tipped over.
This dude, okay, so they
you
haven't. They,
said no
they don't know where he's
arrest.
at. He made it out. Like
That's a
he's
good
fine.
redneck right there.
That's right. He's still at large, and when I say at large, this guy is 5'11", 260 pounds.
He is a
And he was
redneck.
in the picture. He is wearing a wife beater. I swear to God.
Wait, they have a picture of the guy?
Yeah, they got
they
a
haven't
picture
caught
of him. Yeah. Well,
They
here
have
I'll
a picture
show you.
of him biting the cop?
No,
or
they just
like
say this must be moments after he raced off on his all-terrain vehicle. It's kind of a fuzzy picture. So, yeah, maybe that's why he's
I
still
love
at
that
large.
it has a light on it.
Yeah, it's a weird, I don't know what's going on there. What do you think that is in the front? It looks like there's like a yellow arrow.
It's probably just it was probably on a security camera and someone's taken a picture of the security camera.
Oh,
And
right,
so their
right.
flash is reflecting.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a. Mm-hmm. And this is a big dude.
Yeah.
This is a big dude.
He
right
has
here.
that ATV because he can't fit into a normal car, and he'd tip over a motorcycle.
I hope the cop gets checked for like rabies or something.
Yeah, you should, right? Or like tetanus
This
or
guy
something.
looks like he might have something. They took him to the hospital, and just a minor wound. But I love that this happened in New York City.
New York
and
City.
not in like North Carolina or Georgia somewhere where people would think, well, this is like every day. No, this is like Manhattan area.
How did the cop, so he must have stopped.
Right.
Because
he questioned him.
you can't just the cop questioned.
Yeah, he was trying to like, hey, hold on now, and then he tried to talk to him. The dude just said, whatever.
bit his arm and then drove off.
Taking a bite, and then just took off. I love that.
Well, rednecks are hungry.
I wonder where he went.
I mean, hopefully he's on his way to get something else to eat.
He's probably going to
because-
Florida right now.
Well, hopefully he's getting a shot of some sort. Yeah.
He's going back to school. Yeah, that's. I was happy to see that.
You were.
In the New York Daily News. So there you go. That's what. That's right, people. That did not happen anywhere in the South. That happened right there in New York City.
New York.
Right there where they make paste pecani sauce.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I was happy about that one.
Why is this not
Are
coming
you
up?
still trying to find your tweet?
No, every time I click on mine, it just closes out. Like it can't control the...
Did you do an update?
Ooh.
No? Yes?
I
want to
did.
talk about this real quick because I feel really bad. Poor Sarah Tiana pulled in here with a flat tire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's breaking news.
Breaking news is...
I mean, me and Aaron were
yeah.
kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, well, she'll be here any second. And then you came in like all flustered. What happened? I don't know. I hit something and my tire's flat.
Yeah.
So she's got a flat tire. So like it's a cut on the side, which means you're going to have to get a new tire.
Yeah.
I used to work at a Goodyear. I know this kind of stuff. I could go out there and check. By the way, you should call AAA. Or somebody should call AAA.
I should call them right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just having to scroll through. Why don't you... but you said you can...
I can
help
fix it.
me.
I could
'Cause
go out
you're
there and change
an
tires.
actual man.
Yeah, but not anymore.
No.
I used to be. I've been out in L.A. too long. I'm more Metro than Jethro these
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, here it is. Oh, finally. Okay. So this happened in England, but I did not get this on I got this off Huffington Post.
There we go.
A man was struck by an out-of-control bus, but managed to walk it off and head straight to the pub.
Yes.
And there's actually video of this guy. I mean, this bus is completely flailing down a British, like a street in Reading, England. The guy's 53 years old. It
Wow.
it hits him. It looks like it's hard. Maybe they just sped it up, but he goes flying in the air and then just stands up, dusts himself off, and then just walks right back into the bar where he
love
was
this
going.
guy.
He was like, "Oh, well, thanks for the lift."
Dude, yeah, he's on a
Yeah.
mission. He needed a beer bad.
He says his name is Simon Smith. Was hit by a purple bus in Reading, England, catapulted across the sidewalk as debris fills the street. There's glass everywhere.
Holy crap.
And then he just stands up and walks into the bar.
How long is the video? Can we put that on Instagram? Is it
It's pretty quick, yeah.
short enough to put up there on our
think
little
so.
Instagram page? We'll share that one too.
Yeah. No arrests have been made. Well,
Wow.
that would be on the bus driver, I'm assuming.
I mean, could you imagine being hit by a bus? I mean,
And
I've been
then-
hit by a car once on my bicycle when I was a kid, and I flew off the thing, and I had blood all over, like skid marks for real, like on my like little we call them strawberries, road rash, and I couldn't imagine continuing on my destination to just hang out at a bar.
Yeah, they said he just had minor bruising.
Damn, he must have been.
Get outta here.
He's probably already messed up on something. You know what I mean? He's probably had some OxyContin in his system. Do they do that in London?
Sure they do. It was between so that was interesting, but then there was this other one that I thought was really funny too. And then the TSA found a 20-pound lobster in this guy's checked baggage in Boston.
Oh, that's perfect.
He-
A 20-pound lobster.
it was still alive.
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't even dead.
it was like a emotional therapy lobster. Like he needed it for support for the flight.
Apparently, like you're allowed.
I guess you could.
I mean, you're like,
it's game
listen,
on today.
I paid a lot of money for this dinner. I ain't gonna leave it here.
Right. Do you have lobster on the flight? Well, I do. I'm allowed to bring my own food on the flight. You didn't say when I had to kill it. And I will be going to the bathroom and boiling some water. That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently you're allowed to bring on, but they just have to be in a sealed container. But because it was just like in his luggage, Like,
Is
it
there
was
a
just
picture of that one too?
it just
I want to
shows
see how
you
big
how
this
big.
lobster is.
It just shows you how it's a video, so it shows you how big it is.
That would suck if you were like sitting
Yeah.
next to the guy
Yeah, sorry, I'm just,
and that lobster got loose.
but it shows you how big that lobster.
That's a big lobster.
Like the TSA agent is holding it up, and
At least
it
the
is
claws are closed.
half the size of the TSA agent. The claws are definitely bigger. They're like the size of Shaquille O'Neal's feet.
Yeah.
20-pound lobster.
And what was he?
Oh,
What
it-
was he trying to do? Was he just wanted to take it?
Take it home. Oh, it's in his checked luggage, which
Oh,
means
his
he checked a
Oh,
bag.
oh, under the. Oh, now that's just. Huh. Now that's good.
That's
now
not
we're getting,
emotional support,
No.
lobster, if you put it in your checked luggage.
Yeah, what is that?
Can you? Well, yeah, it'd be funnier if he did walk it
Well,
onto
can
the plane. Like, this is my.
He had a little
Yeah.
leash for it. So, come on, let's go. Yeah, that is. Does it bother you when people bring their own food onto a flight and they start eating it?
That's like
Because I hear
hit and
people
miss.
talk about this all the time about how they hate it, and I'm like, I get it because now you're a little jealous.
Right.
You're allowed to bring food too.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that guy. I'm mad at me for not bringing it on with me.
Well, now that food is just so
But you
expensive
smell
on a
it.
flight,
It's
and
what?
it's expensive and it's not like that delicious. So.
No, it's the worst stuff.
And then sometimes I can't really get mad at anybody because, I've had to do it, and
Yeah.
you have a layover. You have basically a
Sometimes
6,
you don't
7 hour day
You're just in a rush
of
too.
just being on airplanes,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I'm not going to be able to eat on the plane, so I definitely am just going to buy something here, and I only
Right.
have an hour layover, so I'm just literally walking off one plane, going to the food court, and then walking onto another plane.
Yeah, it never really bothers me, but the food is not good on planes. I mean, it's gotten worse too. Like, well, first of all, there's not many peanuts. Getting peanuts is rare because everyone's got allergies now. Biscoff cookies. What are your thoughts? Biscoff. Have you ever bought a Biscoff outside of an airport?
Never.
But
No.
I mean,
But
when
they're
I have them, I
delicious
enjoy
when I have
them.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I never go like, I can't wait to get home and go to the store and get me some Biscoffs.
Never even seen them for sale anywhere.
I don't know where you would get them.
They just remind me of these cookies that we used to have when my dad was the Pepperidge Farm guy growing up.
Well, what?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I know.
That's amazing.
It sounds good, but
No.
when you're younger, you just want Oreos and Teddy Grahams, and that was like having illegal drugs in my house. Like we
So he just had like the
Nantuckets.
snacks, the salty sort of cracker type.
No, he had crackers and cookies.
And cookies. So,
Yeah.
But you didn't like those kind. You
I
wanted
like
other
the
kind.
goldfish, but I didn't like, because when you're a kid, you like goldfish. But
Yeah.
he's, you want an Oreo, you don't want a
Right.
Nantucket.
What is that? I don't even know what a Nantucket
The
is.
Nantucket was like the one with, I think it had white chocolate macadamia nuts.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
like
it's like
when you get older, you like them.
like a posh cookie.
Yeah, you
It's
don't want
like-
nothing that fancy when you're
No,
a kid.
I want a straight up Oreo.
Yeah, just want a Nutter Butter, and I want to go home. But
Take your Nantuckets and
I mean,
I knew
it
that.
also
Take it
just-
back to that guy from Nantucket.
It always made me. It also made me teacher's pet, like all
Oh,
the time.
I
So
bet
that
so.
like also made other kids hate me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, they were just like, oh, Sarah, we're having a party on Friday. Can you have your dad send some?
We need some Nantuckets.
Yeah, and some goldfish. I'm like,
And some
"All right."
goldfish. Oh
yeah,
man.
it was really embarrassing. I remember.
Did your but see, my mom was like, pretty thrifty.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, first of all, my parents just had their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Congrats to them.
Congrats, Mom and Dad.
That's really good.
Betty and David Reed made it 50 years, and they're still going strong. But what they've always been thrifty. So what they do is they don't buy cards for each other. They go to the drugstore together and go to the aisle and pick one out, and then walk over and hand it to them and read it, or they'll read it to each other and then put it back.
No.
So they just posted a video of them doing that again for their 50th. But
Yeah.
my dad's in a tux. And Mom's in like a
Aw.
full-on dress. So they're like dressed up for this moment to show how thrifty they are, which is hilarious.
That is so sweet. That
I'll
is
show
really
it to
good.
you, yeah.
Yeah. I think
It's on
you
my
should
dad's
post
Facebook
that.
page. Just go follow David Reed.
I think you should post that.
I will. Actually, I think I did redo it, but I'll do it again. Yeah, I want you
Yeah.
to see it. It's pretty adorable.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, but they've always been thrifty, and that's why I was going to ask. Because like my mom, if she get a coupon for something,
Oh yeah.
we're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting it.
Even if it's not something you normally buy, it's like, well, it's half off. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's disgusting. But she bought one time. I remember she came home with chocolate soda.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was just real like a knockoff brand. Now, soda and chocolate to me don't. It's chocolate for chocolate milk. I get that. Mm-hmm. But not a chocolate soda. I mean, even a Yoo-hoo's not that soda-y, you know what I'm saying?
No. You don't want a sparkling Yoo-hoo.
Have your parents ever bring home like something that you're like, why is this in our
What is this?
cupboard? Why do we have chocolate
Yeah, my
soda?
sister. No.
Who is this person?
Ugh,
Ugh.
this was not the deal.
You've already got me. Why do we need this?
Not the deal.
I want her out of here.
My sister and I always went to the grocery store with my mom because we wanted to make sure we got to pick out our cereal. Because if you
that's
left
always
that
a
in the
big one as
hands
a
of
kid.
mom, you're like, we're going to get something gross like Chex.
Chex.
Like Wheat Bix or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, something that should be like a salty snack, and they're going to make me eat that for cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which always really made me laugh because my mom used to always let us eat cake for breakfast. She's like,
not bad.
what's the difference between that and a donut? You know, and you're like, well, that's true.
You make a good point, Mom. I'll take another slice of that cake.
I'll have some
I'm
cake.
not going to fight you on this.
But no,
wanna,
I mean, we had coupons too. My mom would when you balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
So whenever she wrote, she would write out the check for the amount before coupons.
Oh.
Or she would write out anyway. And then when the coupons got taken off, so whether it was $8
So she was
savings.
balancing
so
it
that
with-
was just, so that she always had like a little bit left over at the end of the year, and that's what she would buy Christmas presents with.
So smart.
I think it was she bought something with it, probably something
Well,
for
your
my
mom
sister.
does. She is a wise woman. She teaches us things.
She does.
I can't wait to see what else she's going to teach us in other episodes.
She is incredible. I just remember we definitely when my dad bought that Pepperidge Farm business, we were really poor.
Yeah.
And so she never really made us feel like that. Like she'd say things, like I'd say like I want to be in the band, And she'd be like, "Oh, Sarah, you have such a beautiful singing voice. I just don't want you wasting it on some instrument."
Your voice is your instrument.
Yeah. So she had me convinced forever that I could sing really well, but
You can, though.
no, I can't sing
Well, we
that
did
good.
karaoke in Nashville.
I certainly not enough. I could have been in the band. I wouldn't have been wasting my voice.
Yeah, who knows how great of an instrument player you could have been.
Yeah, and then I
Well,
remember
what would you have chosen in the band?
the flute.
Yeah?
That's what all the girls played.
The flute.
But then I wanted to be a cheerleader, and she said, "Oh, Sarah, that's just silly. In life, you want people to cheer for you. You don't want to cheer for them."
Oh, that's good.
I was like, okay. But we just couldn't afford a cheerleading outfit. But of course, my sister got to cheer. She got a band instrument.
Did she play the flute?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think she joined the band. She
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
I didn't do anything but play football. That was it.
That's still pretty big, you
Yeah.
know, like,
My senior year, we had a perfect season.
really?
0-10.
Did you sit
We
out
lost
the whole
every
time?
game we played. We went defeated.
You went to be.
It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the name of your high school?
Fred T. Ford.
What?
Fred, first name, named after a guy named Fred T. Ford. And he spelled Ford F-O-A-R-D, like Ford. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the
outta
history
here.
on this guy, but that was him. We were the redneck. We were the Future Farmers of America High School.
Yeah.
And then they had another one called Hickory High. That was your preppies and stuff. So
Oh, your preps.
they always beat the crap out of us in any sport, really. Except for basketball, we were pretty good, but I didn't play basketball. I was obviously the jock, the football player. But
What
yeah,
position did you play?
I should have been an outside linebacker.
Okay.
But my senior year, people quit. We got a new coach named Kevin Wilson. By the way, this a-hole went on to coach at Indiana University and got a huge contract.
Wow.
Yeah, but at the time he was horrible. He didn't know how to coach high school kids. Anyway, he came in. He was just real mean. And just people were quitting. People were getting hurt. So I got moved around a lot. I was mostly defensive guy. I started off playing like outside linebacker, right, which is where I was comfortable. Then a guy got hurt. Somebody quit. Now I'm middle linebacker, and I'm getting run over. Like I'm getting killed. And then they moved me to cornerback. I went from middle linebacker to cornerback on defense. And, I think I made 2 interceptions the whole year. But it was not good. And I was one of the good players. Like we had most of our best athletes played basketball. And the basketball coach says, "I don't want you playing football. Or you're going to get hurt." So the guys who are actually good athletes didn't even play football.
Oh, man.
It's a bunch of guys like me, 5'0" out there running around like, yeah,
Cornerback.
this is great. If I play football, I'll get a cheerleader. Like, no, you play football. You're not getting anything. So it sucked
Wow.
for us in high school, but
Fred T. Ford.
Fred T. Ford, Future Farmers of America. Our
FTF.
closest game was 0-3. It is a fourth quarter field goal lost, and that was the last game of the year we almost won.
Oh man, so close.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So close, man.
Well, we got like another 5-6 minutes left if we're sticking to our 45-minute programs.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next? I could do another thing. You got something?
Didn't you have? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you have something.
Well, we got another segment that we like to do. I don't think we've done this one yet because it's only our second episode. This is called Remember Them?
Oh, okay.
You remember them?
Remember them?
Remember that one guy from that one thing? You remember him? You remember them? We'll have a theme song. By the way, if you like that, you should talk about that. These theme songs
yeah.
that we're going to have for our jingles.
That's right. So, as you know, my mother calls. This is a family podcast. So, the people calling in will be members of our family.
My mama's going to call. Your mama's going to call.
Yeah, my mama. Yeah, and my dad's going to give us football tips.
I like it.
And at Christmas time, my sister's a teacher, so I'm going to get her to give us gift ideas for anybody who has kids out there who have teachers, because everybody always needs stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Little hint, it's not underwear, which my sister has gotten as a gift before from her kids.
Oh, great.
But my niece, Beatrice, is 12.
Yes.
Man, I hope that's correct. I'm not
She's 12 or
sure.
13, maybe?
Either
She's
12
not 24.
or she's 7. I can't remember.
Somewhere between 24 and 7.
But she's an incredibly gifted singer and piano player, and so I asked her to write us some jingles
Oh,
for
good.
all of our little segments, and she has
Well,
written us some of those.
Well, hopefully, next time we do Remember Them, she'll have a
Yeah.
little jingle for us.
Yes.
What's her name?
Beatrice.
Shout out, Beatrice. Hi,
Hey.
I'm John. Nice to meet you. She probably won't listen.
She's probably not allowed.
Well, do you know this name? Do you remember the name Paul Williams? Does that ring a bell at all? You know his face.
Even if I...
Aaron's shaking his head up and down. He knows Paul Williams. Do you want to just chime in real quick? Because since you think you might know who this is.
Yeah, he wrote The Rainbow Connection for Kermit the Frog.
He sure did.
What?
That dude's done so many things. See, now here's the thing. He's mostly an accomplished singer-songwriter. He's won Grammys.
Wait, Rainbow Connection that John Heffron talked about walking out.
That's exactly
Wow,
right. That
okay.
very song. That's a funny story. But he's written, I'll give you something. He's written songs for Three Dog Night. Just an old-fashioned love
Oh, that's
song.
a great
Yep.
song.
Out in the Country. He's done You and Me Against the World. David Bowie songs he's done. He's even done stuff for Dionne Warwick.
Anybody I've heard
the
of,
Love
or-
Boat, the Muppets, the Carpenters. He wrote songs for the Carpenters.
That's Jesus' band, right?
I think it is. They're up there together right now. But not even that. But there was this other Daft Punk.
What? That is a very wide range.
That's
of
what I'm
songs.
saying. And this dude, and now see, this is a career I wasn't even like familiar with without him, because I only know him as an actor because he's done all kinds of stuff. But my favorite thing that he's done was he played a character named Little Enos on Smokey and the Bandit.
Little Anus?
No, Sarah, no, Little Enos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I swear I
How did
wasn't trying
say
to be
it?
funny.
Did I say Little Anus?
Well-
Little Enos.
Lil Anus
Lil-
was my nickname in high school. I'm just kidding.
He's the son of Big Anus. You got Big Anus and Little Anus.
Okay.
No, did you ever? I mean, you might be in a weird range of age. Did you ever watch Smokey the Bandit?
Oh, I watched the TV show though.
No, the movie.
The movie, with
Yeah.
Burt
Burt
Reynolds.
Reynolds, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the guys that he takes a bet from is the Enuses.
Let me see his picture.
Okay, here's Paul Williams right here. He's 5'2". That's why he's Little
So
Enos. But that's him today.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just thinking of him like, what happened
whatever.
to that guy?
What happened to that guy?
Well, he done lots of stuff, like not just Smoking the Bandit. By the way, let me give you some of my here's a quote you might remember from Smoking the Bandit. This is between Bandit and Little Enos. Bandit says, "Now getting a Texarkana back in 28 hours, that's no problem." Little Enos says, "It ain't never been done like that before. Hot shit." And Bennett says, "What's your language, little lady?" Called him a little lady because he's a little man. He's 5'2", had long hair. He looked like a young Jodie Foster. I'd be honest with you. So I was just like, as a kid when I came out.
That's so specific.
But look, I want you to do this, everyone at home. I want you to look up a young Jodie Foster and then type in Paul Williams III. That's his full title.
I'm typing in Paul Williams III right
And then,
now.
or Little Enos, and put them back to back and tell me that's not the same person. You've never seen them together. That's all I'm saying. But
You've never seen them together.
right, not in one spot. So these days,
Yeah, I remember this guy.
I mean, he's had he's from Omaha, Nebraska. And also, I could have used this guy from, like, Smart Rednecks segment we were going to try to do, because his brother, John Williams, is a NASA rocket scientist. And this dude's from Omaha, Nebraska.
Wasn't John Williams also a conductor for, like, another songwriter?
I think so. It's a very popular name.
Doesn't John Williams do Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's what it
All the
is.
Spielberg movies, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Yeah.
I don't think that's the same one, though. I think that's a different John
Dun,
Williams.
dun, dun.
Because I don't think he's also a NASA rocket scientist.
You never know.
I wouldn't put it past him. But no, he's had some ups and downs in his life. He's battling substance abuse and alcoholism. He's been in and out of rehab and divorced. And now what he does is he still does little bit parts in sitcoms and TV shows and movies, but he recently is now he's gone on sort of like motivational speaking to, like, AA and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's good.
So he's still kicking. I'm happy that Little Enos is still around, because I love that dude. And when you were talking for like a good segment for Remember Them, I was like, well, what did happen to Little Enos?
Yeah.
And I
What
didn't
made
even
you
know he
think
had
of-
this resume.
What made you even want to look him up?
Well, I was thinking, like, well, what's some of my favorite movies when I was a kid?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Smokey the Bandit popped in my head. And I just started going through Smokey the Bandit cast. I go like, what happened to that little guy? Because I remember just loving him. Because he's just so unique. He looked like a young Jodie Foster, but he also looked like he could have been that one kid who came in to a sitcom after, like, when they jumped the shark. Like when Different Strokes got the redheaded kid, and like, what do we need
What's
this guy
happening?
for?
It's like
Or-
Cousin Oliver on.
That's what I'm
Brady
thinking
Bunch,
of.
yeah.
Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
He looks just like that kid, Cousin Oliver. Yeah. Aaron gets it.
Aaron gets it.
So
Well, that's
where it started. I was like in my head, like, what, I'm going to look up Smokey the Bandit.
Cannonball Run, the sequel.
No, Cannonball Run is a whole nother thing, but it's also Burt Reynolds, and Dom DeLuise is in there.
Yeah.
And that's another one of my favorites. I might even like that one better than Smokey the Bandit. I'll look
So
that
which
one up
one
next
had the
time.
Trans Am?
That was Smokey the Bandit.
Okay.
Yeah.
My friend John Rich has that. The country's he has that.
He has that Trans Am? No kidding. One of the ones from that.
One of the ones from the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think there were several.
Did you like that the opening? You've not seen it yet. The opening to our Netflix special.
No, I have
with,
not.
Okay, Hasselhoff. He's actually really funny in that. That first little opening segment. I think you'll
And
like it.
well, you can tell me.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for
Oh,
you.
okay. You know how David Hasselhoff. You know how.
Not Hasselhoff. Brad is funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, with Hasselhoff.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, David Hasselhoff before they did Kit. The what was the talking car show?
Knight Rider.
Knight
There you
Rider.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I tried to write a spin-off of that in a show, in a sitcom called Wave Rider, where he's like on a Wave Rider.
That's funny. Oh, I'd like to see. That should at least be a sketch.
Yeah, it was like just a sketch within the sitcom, but yeah.
I
But
want
it
that
would
to be
really-
made.
Yeah, we should ask Brad to make that with
I'm
us.
surprised that. Yeah. Well, Baywatch. I could see him doing something like that.
But my friend said that the whole reason that show Knight Rider got made is like the guy who created that show was like really drunk in a bar with his friend, and he was just like super sick of actors who were divas and couldn't act because they were just beautiful.
Right.
And he wrote down on a napkin this idea, and when he woke up the next morning, he was super hungover, and he saw the note, and he's like, "That's actually a really good idea," and it said. Give me a good-looking actor who doesn't talk and let the car do the talking.
And then you got a whole career for David
And then
Hasselhoff.
there you go.
That's-
And then Knight
that's
Rider was
awesome.
born, and then
I love
obviously,
that
like,
show.
He could kind of do both. So
When I was a kid, I loved that show.
Oh,
because
yeah.
It was just cool looking. I mean, that car.
but
was
the
amazing.
idea of a awesome car. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
boys definitely liked
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
it's a car thing.
Well,
Not
there
me.
you go,
Yeah.
Sarah. We have we got another one in the can.
No,
Look at us.
We're doing really good.
We're on fire. I'm worried about your car. I want you to get this resolved.
I know, me too. I have to. Yeah, literally sliced a hole in my tire, so that's going to be a fun
Yeah.
expense.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Fried.
Yes, please give us your feedback.
Yes.
Tell us any segments or send us any stories that you think we have missed for Rednecks Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any segments
Personal
you want
questions we
us
can
to
ask.
do,
Mhm.
personal questions, or if you just have a story that you want to share, let us know.
Yep, and we'll go from there. So thank you again.
Happy Friday.
Wait, I gotta play the
Oh my
play the
gosh.
ending.
I was just waiting for you to do that before.
Oh, see, I'm not
I
used to
said-
being the one. Can you tell we're new at this? Where do I go now? Here it is.
Oh, man.
Let me turn it back up. Yeah, you've been listening to Fried.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Everybody.
You know, well, I'm a chicken fried.